Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I don't think I've read for you before, so I just like to explain just something real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I try to describe the picture best I can so you'll understand. They never waste a message, so whatever they say or show, there's a reason for it. They just don't waste their message. They don't waste their energy. So if you don't remember it now, keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. They tell us what we need to know, not always what we want to know. It's their show. It's totally up to them, but you need to understand this is not an exact science, so you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit sometimes. They won't give me all the details, just enough so you understand what they're talking about, because the details are none of my business. So we're going to talk to Jared, and he's so sweet. Him walking over here real slow, kind of like ambling along, and he leaned down and gave me a hug from the side. He's got a huge heart, huge, huge, huge. He's a love bug. He said he was a little angry inside, but he liked to keep that under wraps. Like, he liked to keep that deep down. He didn't want to show that. He felt guilty about it. He doesn't know why he was angry. The way he's describing it, it's kind of like he had that gnawing in his gut all the time, just gnawing, like something always gnawing on him. And he, like I said, he didn't understand why. He says he doesn't have it anymore. He wanted you to know that. But it had nothing to do with you. It was something deeper. Trying to get him to answer me. He's saying something more of a cultural thing. I don't know what he means, whether he's going to explain it. So hopefully you'll kind of have an idea. So it was just always eating on him. But he liked to be happy. He'd like to give hugs. He'd like to get hugs. It was almost like he had a heavy weight on him. Trying to get him to, maybe he still doesn't exactly know why. But he felt like it was important enough to explain it to you right off the bat. He says, I have nothing to blame you for. You were a great sister. He's shown you guys when you were much younger. And he said, I still like to push you once in a while. That's what brothers and sisters do when they're little. Get away from my toy. Boom. He's showing pushing you on the back, though. Maybe he's not showing that you actually fall down, and you look too little. I always ask him, don't show things when you guys are so little she can't remember. But might have been old enough to remember him shoving you a few times and telling you, get away from my toys, leave my toys alone. He says, they're mine. And he's hanging on. Oh, he's hugging looks like a train. I can't see it all, but he's hugging it like, it's mine. You can't have it. Leave it alone. So you might remember a train set or something that you guys fought over. I think you guys would be too old for Thomas the Train, but it looks more like a Lionel train. And don't step on the tracks. Did you? Oh, did he have a train set and you used to kick the track and mess it up when you were little? All kids do it. He's laughing about it. So this is probably a memory for you guys. Okay, let's see where it's going. Going. He says, I don't miss you because I'm there. And I will promise you 1,000% they can hear you, they can see you. You just have trouble hearing and seeing them. But he's showing, like standing in the doorway going into a kitchen, and he's standing there with his holding both sides of the doorway, like bracing himself and not letting you into the kitchen. Now, I don't know if this is something he did, but he's also doing it now, and he's laughing. He's being ornery. So sometimes, think about it, sometimes when you go into the kitchen and you get to the doorway, do you kind of feel like like there's an invisible bubble there or invisible wall, like a little oomph as you go through there? Or you could feel when you walk through that right there in the doorway of the kitchen, you could feel like this extreme amount of love energy take over you. You could feel a warmth or a coolness all of a sudden, or you could feel goosebumps when you walk through there. I don't know how you will receive his energy, how you're going to feel it, because everybody feels it different. He says, what you cooking? He's talking about oatmeal and cookies and popcorn. Chocolate chip with raisin. Okay. So no, when you smell chocolate chip cookies, and it doesn't, if you go into a bakery, that doesn't count, but you can be in your house, in your car, outside, going through a store, doesn't matter, and you get a whiff of chocolate chip cookies, know that that's him stopping in to let you know that he's there, telling you that he loves you. So make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. It's totally up to you. He says smell of popcorn too. Also the smell of popcorn. He likes his food. He's talking about chips. Chips, C-H-I-P-S. Chips. What about them? Come closer. Something about wavy, plain potato chips. Or they look plain anyway. Doesn't have to be exact, but they try to usually be exact. Chips and dip, chips and dip. So I don't know if you just recently had some, like the other day I told the girls, I said, I don't know, they said marshmallows, and she happened, while she was watching the reading, happened to have a bag of marshmallows sitting right in front of her. So you might have just had chips and dip, or there might be some that you were thinking about eating some, or anyway. They come up with all kinds of ways to validate that they're really here, that it's really them. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. You were ornery. I hope he's going to count some of them. You were my protector. You were stronger than me. You're an awesome person. And just for the fact you're my sister. Through all of our ups and downs, you held me up. He's being kind of soft. I'm trying to hear him. He's being very solemn, very full of love for you. Don't be sad for me. Let me help you now. So I always tell people whatever he was good at. Okay, so if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, you don't ask Uncle Joe for financial advice or financial help. So what was Jared good at? What was he good at for you or with you? Support or love or his teddy bear hugs, or ask him for help with those kind of feelings or things, and you'll be surprised the doors that they can open, the things that they can do, the things they can bring into your life, or the phone call that'll come from somebody really important, special. I mean, it truly works that way. So you have to ask because we have free will choice, and they cannot override that, and then you have to allow it to come forward. Sometimes it takes a little bit before it starts showing up, and sometimes it's right away. So I asked him if he was in pain, and he just said no. He didn't seem to want to explain it anymore. Just no. I don't know for sure what he's doing. He's doing like a dance on a sidewalk. And like next to the sidewalk, there's a row of flowers. And they look like tulips. And they look like flowers that would come from a bulb. You know, like would come up every year probably. But it's like, it's not really on the flowers are on the front of the house. It's like you walk down the sidewalk and they're along one side of the sidewalk and he's out there dancing. He's talking about going to church. He says you don't have to go to the building. Church is in your heart. Church is in your home. Church is inside of you. Church is not in those four walls. It will be okay. He's showing me a scene of just you and him. At least I don't see anybody else. And sitting on a blanket, looking out over water. Looks like it's more like a lake than it doesn't look like an ocean scene. Could be. It looks more like there's grass around and there's, it just looks more like a lake. And having just brother-sister time and a heart-to-heart. And as he's sitting there, he has these little hearts floating up into the air. And he's thanking you for that. He's thanking you for that memory. Life shouldn't be so hard. It's what we make of it, though. That's what he said. All right. He's showing a big blackbird flying over. There's always a reason for what they show. Did you have one that pooped on you or pooped on your stuff? And I don't know if he's still at the lakes. I think he's still at the lake scene, but I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about. Maybe you guys just watch this big bird. He doesn't look like a hawk. He doesn't look that big. I don't know if that makes any difference. He said he's flying as free as that bird right now. Okay, do you have a big stuffed recliner in your house? He's showing one that looks like mine. Mine's kind of that, it's not leather, it's like fuzzy kind of, but it's kind of leather, fake leather stuff. It may not be the exact same. Sometimes it is. And he's plopping down in it. And it makes a noise. He says squeak, but it makes some kind of noise. So you will hear that noise every so often. If it scares you, tell him, knock it off. You can tell him, you're welcome to do this. Invite him in. If you want him in, invite him in. If he scares you with some noise or something, you can ask him to stop. He's laughing. He says, more than likely, I won't stop. He's a little ornery. Okay, so he's coming down, and this is my right ear. Some of these videos make me look backwards. I'm always backwards. And he's going, hey, sis. Hey, sis. So he's trying to say that in your ear. It will be in one ear at a time. And if you hear it in both ears, more than likely that's not him. But with all the hey sis, with all that, you might just be hearing that noise. You could be hearing a humming, just one ear. You could feel a warmth or tingling in that spot. But he's saying it pretty soft, so that might be hard for you to hear it. But he's going, hey sis, hey sis. Trying to get your attention, but not scare the bejeebies out of you, he said. He says, I love you. So you could hear a shrieking, you could hear a humming, you could hear the pss, pss, pss type stuff, a muttering. Now he's showing himself jumping rope, but he's looking like the age pretty much of the picture. He's not. Now he just went to a much younger age. So some of these are just memories he's throwing in. Some of these will be things that just happen or going to happen. He's talking about Kool-Aid, grape Kool-Aid. And again, he says, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. He says you need to let go of any blame thing. There is nothing for me to blame you for. Now he's trying to sing a song. I'm all right. I'm okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. You don't want me to sing, I promise you. Except I think now he's singing the song. That's all right. That's okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. But first he said, I'm all right. I'm okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. Oh, there's a song like that. He's trying to sing. Well, I trust my Alexa. She usually pops up with the correct song. It's not the song that I thought he was singing, but first song on there is, anyway, Wouldn't Have It Any Other Way by Willie Nelson. It didn't sound like what he was singing. But usually, I don't know, just the way it works. He's still singing it, but he's singing different words than this song. They never fail me. Now he's got the little baby marshmallows and he's got Cheerios. And he's throwing them up and he's catching them. He's trying to catch them in his mouth. He's missing most of them. but it almost looks like a puppy chow mix or something. So I don't know if this is something you guys ate together or something, one of his favorite things, or there's a reason for it. He said that car was no good. He's talking about a car that he had. The car was no good. Didn't do what it was supposed to do. It messed up. But it's all right. It's okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. He said he's going to be an awesome guide for you. So talk to him. I promise you, there are things that they can help. They can nudge people to put them in your path at the right time. They can nudge people to call you. They can open doors for you in your life. So ask him. You have to ask because of your free will choice. But he's showing like you on a path, and he's got your hand and he's pulling you forward. He's pulling you forward. So he's going to be an awesome guide for you. So trusting, allowing, asking. He's showing like a golden harp behind him. I have no clue. He said he won't steer you wrong. Test me, try me. Now he's showing a cat, a little kitten. Don't know if this kitten is here. Somebody has this little kitten, or if this little is white kitty with black, and I think there's some brown on it. Or if he has this with him, he's not making that part clear. It's up to him. It's his show. He's showing himself, well, he's kind of boogieing a little bit, but he's showing himself with a big set of headphones on. And he said he liked to shut out the world. He liked to hide. Well, not really hide. He's not really hiding, but he kind of liked to escape. So I don't know if he's talking about playing a game or with music, with these headphones, where you like to shut out the noise of the world and just kind of escape into whatever it was he was listening to through the headphones. So that's my deal. He's talking about how he didn't feel real good about himself. And we're going back to that. He's not really talking about the knot in his stomach. But that was all on me. That's my deal. That was my lesson to learn. That was for me to figure out. He says, tell her what. Okay. When we come into this world, before we get here, we actually have a plan. Things we're supposed to learn. We also have an exit point. It could be when you're 1 day old, could be when you're 100 years old. The line can waver a little bit, but whatever you've decided, however long you needed to be here, what you needed to learn, if you've accomplished that or you've met this exit point, somewhere in there you're going to leave, regardless of anything else that's going on. I personally haven't seen one that was supposed to leave a 1 day old end up staying to 100. There's just a little waiver in the timeline, and I don't know why it works that way. It just is. He wanted you to know that it was his time. He was not going to be here much longer anyway. I love you. Now he's back here, and he's going through my hair. They love to play with hair because hair is so easy for them to move. And he's kind of like digging in my hair. So you should feel that. I mean, if a fly lands on this spiky stuff, I can feel it. So it may just feel like a little bitty, it may feel like a bug crawling on your head. It may feel like, sometimes it'll even feel like pins sticking you. If they try really hard to get your attention, sometimes they get pretty forceful. So you should feel that little wiggling back there in your hair, or even a warmth in that spot, or I don't know how you will feel the energy. His energy is really soft right now. It's very caring, it's very loving, it's very soft, it's very gentle. So he says, oh, I can yell when I want to. Have you heard him yell in your house? Like go, hey! We also have ears up here. I call them telepathic ears. So you might have heard a hey in your house. And if you haven't, you probably will. He's trying to let you know that he's there. He's trying to let you know that he's okay. So invite him in if that's what you want. And let him know it's okay to be there. Tell him to come hang out with you and then go get some little mini marshmallows and some Cheerios. He's talking about putting marshmallows in some kind of a cookie bar thing too, or something. Some kind of dessert thing. He says, don't be sad for me. I'm good. And I'm going to help you be good. You were my strong person in my life. Now I want to be yours. Let me help you. Allow me to help you. With that, he's leaving. He's back out on that sidewalk with those flowers. He says, I love you. So listen for that, the smells, that, the hay. I don't remember the other things. He's going to show you that he's there. He will. Okay, much love to you. He's leaving. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. He's very good. He's very good, and he's very, very loving big teddy bear. Much love to you. See you later.